What's up, YouTube? This is Destiny Heroic, and I'm coming at you today with a deck profile. This is Elemental Dragons. I played it at my local on the weekend and did not do very well, so I figured I'd better get a deck profile in before I completely drop the deck. So, after that delightful intro, let's get going. That's my cat, never mind him. I play the standard 3 of each dragon, Redox, Blaster, Tempest, and Tidal, and 2 of each baby. Sorry for the shoddy camera work. So basically the deal is with each dragon in this deck you can activate its effect once per turn, and then any copies you try to activate or whatever aren't allowed to activate, if that makes any sense. So in terms of other dragons, I use 1 Red Eyes. He can special summon anything from the graveyard, be it a tuner or another dragon ruler. Also, his summoning condition requires you to banish a dragon ruler, which will trigger its effect to activate. So it's pretty good. I'm using 2 level 1 tuners that are both searchable, Dragonudi Corseska and Flamvel Guard, searchable with their appropriate attribute dragons. And it's important to have level 1 tuners in this deck. And I'll get to that in a minute. In terms of hand traps, which will round out the monster count, 3 Veilers and 2 Max C. Based on my experience with this deck, and if the deck is popular in the near future, I'm going to recommend that for the mirror match at least, if you expect to see a lot of mirror match, main Droll and Lockbirds. Because you need to special summon at least 4 times to get a decent field, and if they max C, that's 4 cards. If you drop the Droll and Lockbird after they draw once, they don't draw anymore for max C. So that's really good tech to have. That's the monsters. Moving on to spells. There are 3 Sarks. Banish a dragon ruler and search for another dragon of the same element. Usually it's going to be a baby version. And super rejuvenations, there are actually 4 of them. Or 3 of them, sorry. I seem to have misplaced one of them. Anyway, there's supposed to be 3 in the deck. I don't know what happened to the other one. But you drop a baby and a dragon, then you drop a baby and another dragon, and you rejuvenate and draw 4 cards, basically, is what you do. You can also use it if you tribute summon a dragon, and so forth. And one-offs in the deck, we've got Heavy Storm, Sacred Sword of 7 stars. You don't want to run more than 1 of this, because you will trigger the banish effect of the dragon you banish, but that means it's 1 dragon that you've banished and 1 effect that you can't use for the rest of the turn. Card Destruction goes nicely with Super Rejuvenation. Monster Reborn and Book of Moon. Book is really nice when you're dealing with an opposing Dracosac. You can turn it face down and blow it up with your Dracosac, etc. And then for traps, just 2 breakthrough skills. Because you want to be able to negate those big eyes, because in the mirror match, a big eye will usually drop in your face once you put down a Dracosac. And for the extra deck, speaking of Dracosac, I'm using 3 of these bastards. He's pretty good. Make 2 tokens and then blow up a Phantom Beast to blow up a card on the field. While there's tokens up, he can't be destroyed. So there's a play that you can do where you make a Dracosac, use a token to try to blow himself up, and it fails, but it clears the way for you to drop another Dracosac and 2 more tokens. So you have 2 Dracosacs and 3 tokens, and that's a rough field to deal with. Moving on, 2 big eyes. For the reasons that I described before, lets you take control of an opposing monster that is giving you trouble. like an opposing Dracossack or whatever. One Gaios for those limited opportunities when you can get 2 titles on the field. Gaia Dragon, just because that you can actually make it legit in this deck. And Effect Veiler is a tuner, so we use 1 Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Effect Veiler and 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens makes this guy. And all your tuners are level 1, so you make a lot of level 8s in this. Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader is really good in the mirror match. If you can keep it on board and keep destroying their stuff, they can't summon anything. And isn't that the way to go when you play against this deck? If they can't summon anything, then you win. Colossal Fighter and Red Dragon Archfiend. He's a dragon. They're both level 8. These guys are in here basically as Eradicator Epidemic Virus targets, which you probably want to run in the side deck. Some people might main it. I don't in this build, but you definitely side it. And if you don't have a Effect Veiler and you have to use one of your dragon tuners, you can make a Black Rose Dragon. And for the limited opportunities when you can make a level 5, like if you Big Eye at level 4 and you want to make a Catastor, then you can do that. Scrap Dragon is probably, next to Crimson Blader, is probably the best synchro in this deck. If you can put this on the field next to a Phantom Dracossack with tokens, then you can use this effect and target the Dracossack. Don't just destroy him, but you do destroy the opponent's card. So that's a really good combo to use. And coupled with Dracossack's destroying ability hit on his own, you basically get free pops, 2 free pops every turn. So that's the deck. I'm not going to show you the side deck because it's catered to my local, which has a lot of Elemental Dragon hate, but yet not a lot of Elemental Dragon players, which I find kind of funny. But let me know what you think. Check out my other videos. Probably not going to get any videos where this deck is played, but there are some videos on my channel already where a friend of mine is playing it, and he does a lot better than I did with this deck. So check those videos out, and rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. Peace.